everybody, and happy Homebrew Wednesday for May 21st, 2014. Now I have right here a sample of my blueberry wine. I probably mentioned a bunch of videos ago that in December I made 4 1-gallon batches of wine. I made a strawberry wine, a blueberry wine, a strawberry raspberry wine, and a 1-gallon batch of mead that I'm not even going to think about bottling until this November. But I'm happy to say that my wines are about 5.5 months old, and I'm going to consider them finished. So Justin from Orem Wines, you know what that means, buddy. I will be getting a bottle of my strawberry wine out to you. You're going to have to wait about 2 weeks for the finances to settle down, so to speak. I did start a job this past Monday, the 19th, but yeah, you got to work a little bit before you get a paycheck. Okay, now I'm going to bring this wine up close and put a torch behind it so you can see. I don't know if you can see through that or not. Okay, it is red as red can be. Okay, now I haven't done anything at all to this wine yet. I haven't added the sodium metabisulfite. I haven't added the potassium sorbate. I haven't back sweetened it. I haven't degassed it, although it seems to have pretty much done that naturally all by itself. I brewed this wine on December 5th, 2013. My original gravity was 1130. My final gravity was 0.0980. Okay, mathematically speaking, this wine is 15.4% alcohol, but that is misleading. The reason I made the alcohol content so high is I topped it off every time I racked it. Now this sat in primary for 10 days. I racked it in the secondary where it sat for 30 days. And then I racked it a second time into another 1-gallon demijohn, where it sat the last 3.5 months. I haven't even looked at it. I had to wipe all the dust off of the bottle. But okay, I'm not getting any blueberry notes off of the nose. Okay, it definitely has alcohol legs on it. Although if I had to guess, the alcohol content of this wine, since I topped it up each time, is about 14%, maybe slightly less. All right, you probably can't see it, but there's alcohol legs on the glass. Honestly, I can't smell any of the blueberries. What it smells like is your standard glass of red wine. Okay, I don't drink store-bought wine, so I don't know what the different types or varieties are. But let's give it a taste, guys. Cheers. Okay. You can taste the alcohol in it after the swallow. It's not in the front. It's not crazy overpowering. It tastes, well, shit, guys, it tastes just like a glass of red wine. It is dry. It's very dry, bordering on almost bitter. But that's going to be easy to fix. Tomorrow I will add the potassium metabisulfite to kill off any yeast that happens to be still remaining in the wine. I don't see how it could still be remaining in the wine, but it'll clean up anything else that might have gotten into the demijohn over the last couple of months. I will add the sorbate to give it some shelf life, and I will back sweeten it. But with this wine, I think I'm going to leave it dry. I'll add enough sugar to bring the gravity up to 1.00, maybe 0.002, just enough to take the bitterness out, but not enough to add any discernible sweetness, so to speak. Okay. Updates that I have for you guys this week: my not so pale ale is currently sitting in the primary. This is day number 10. I took a gravity reading from that this morning, and it's already down to 1011. The original gravity was 1056. Okay, I was shooting for 1053. So I'm a few points over on the original gravity, and the reason for that, I think, is the way I mash my steeping grains. All right, this was an extract with steeping grains in a 60-minute boil. The ingredients were 3 pounds of amber DME, 3 pounds of light DME, 1 pound of crystal 40. Okay, now I know most people, they only steep their grains for maybe 20 minutes or a half an hour. What I do is I pour water into a pot with a false bottom. I put the grains in a grain bag into the pot. I turn the burner on. I bring the temperature up to 155 degrees. I set the I shut the burner off and cover it with a lid, and then I let it steep for an hour. I use Brewer's Friend instead of Beersmith for my recipe calculations, because it's free, it's easy to work with, and I just kind of like the layout of it. Okay, with extract brewing with the steeping grains, the efficiency is set at 35%. Because I'm this high over, my efficiency is 65 or 70%, and that's probably due to the hour-long mash of the grains, and that's fine. The hops that I used were 20 grams of nugget hops, 14.7% alpha acid. I had 60 minutes in the boil, and 2 ounces of Autumn hops at 4.7% alpha acid at 2 minutes left in the boil. Now after flame out, I let the 2 ounces of Autumn hops sit for an additional 5 minutes before I used an immersion wort chiller that I made to cool it down and pitch my yeast. The yeast I used was my house yeast. Okay. Now I'll show you guys that in just a second. Okay, these are 5 vials of my house yeast. Okay, you can see the yeast is down in the bottom, and my house yeast is yeast that I farmed or cultivated from a couple of bottles of Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. And even though we can't get this yeast commercially, it's not available to home brewers, the closest thing to this yeast that you can get is Y yeast 1056, and it's got a lot. It's very similar to 1056, and in fact, it's identical except the attenuation. Okay, Y yeast 1056 usually the average attenuation is 72 or 75%. Out of all the times I've used this yeast, the average attenuation seems to be more on the lines of 82%. Okay, the beer, like I said, is currently at 1010. It's still fermenting. It's still got the yeast krausen cake sitting on top. The airlock is still bubbling, although it's a lot slower than it was just 3 days ago. It is still fermenting, and had I used Yeast 1056, it would have bottomed out about 1014. Okay, if it stops at 1010, my not so pale ale will be 5.7%, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this beer goes down to 1009 or 1008. And well, another cool thing about this, while I have them out, guys, I've got 5 vials here full of yeast. When I want to make beer, I make a yeast starter out of one of these. I will use the last one and make a large starter to refill the 6 vials or the preforms I got from my previous job. I've given these things a shelf life of 4 months. If I don't brew any more beer and these 5 are in the fridge, after 4 months I will take 1 or 2, make a yeast starter, dump the rest out, and then refill them with the yeast from the starter, which in theory should give me another 4 months of shelf life. Okay, well, what else do I have for you? Well, besides the wines that are ready, my bar is dry. I am completely out of homebrew beer, so I'm going to have to fix that. The next time I brew, I think I will do pretty much something unheard of, or at least I haven't seen anybody do it. A 3 brew day, and just to mix it up and make it enjoyable, my 3 brew day will cover pretty much the whole gambit of brewing styles. I'm going to brew a kit and kilo. The first beer that I ever made was a Cooper's Australian Lager kit. I'm going to brew that with 3 pounds of light dry malt extract, and I will use US-05 yeast. I will do a extract with steeping grains and a 60-minute boil. That one will be an English bitter style of beer, and I will use Nottingham yeast for that. And my third batch of beer will be an all-grain smash beer. That's going to be 12 pounds of 2-row malted barley. And I think I'm going to use Fuggle hops just because I've got a pound of them laying around. And I will be using my house strain of yeast for that. I definitely will be getting it on video, bits and pieces, that kind of thing. Because my wines are done and I've got a bunch of demijohns that are going to be opened up this weekend, when I finish all these wines and bottle them, I'm going to make more wines. And because my how to make strawberry wine, regardless of the absolutely terrible music that I put on it, courtesy of YouTube, it is my most popular at almost 5,000 views. So, you know, for all my subscribers out there that are into wines, I'll be making more wine videos. I'm going to make a couple of 1-gallon batches. When I pick up another fermenter and another carboy, I will be making 3-gallon batches of fruit wines, the same way I did with the strawberry wine. Frozen fruit, mashing it. The only difference is with the larger batch, you can't necessarily pour them through a colander and get all the pieces out of it, and you can't get all the juice out of them either, so I'll be putting all the fruit in a nylon grain bag. And the only difference in the process will be the fruit in the bag will actually go into the bucket during the 10 days of primary fermentation, and then it will be pulled out, and well, basically I'll squeeze the hell out of it before I rack it into secondary for the next month or so. And, well, oh, one more thing, guys. The 200 subscriber competition that I told you guys about last week, yeah, it's almost here. Okay, I went from 179 subscribers to 199 subscribers in literally like 4 days after I posted that video, and I've been sitting at 199 subscribers for the last 3 days. I'd like to make a competition video tomorrow. Hell, I'd like to make the competition video later tonight. So all I need is one more subscriber, and we'll have a competition, guys. I'm not going to tell you too much about the competition other than, well, hell, I'll tell you anyway. Everybody that watches the video and they do this and that, they go into the competition or the drawing, so to speak. Okay, I will do another video where I actually draw the name. The winner will contact me via email, and then I will send, or I'll email them a list of hops that HhbwandCheers.com has in stock, and you will be able to choose which hops that you get, and you'll receive two 2-ounce packages, and you can have, I mean, you can do it any way you want. You can have one package high alpha bittering hops, you can have one package dual purpose hops, you can make both packages aroma and flavor hops. Doesn't matter. The hops that you get are yours to choose, because, well, you guys are the subscribers, and honestly, completely lost my train of thought, guys. Hold on a second. Okay, the hops that you get are the hops that you choose, and the reason that you get to choose your hops is because all of this, I mean, the videos, you know, me sitting here talking to a camera every week is, I mean, it's for you guys, and I really appreciate all the people that subscribe to my channel. Honestly, I couldn't believe that many people want to tune in every week and listen to me lean against a home-built bar in a garage and bullshit about beer. But I appreciate it. I really do. Seriously, if it weren't for you subscribers, I probably would have stopped making videos a long time ago. If you would have told me 2 years ago that, you know, in 2 years you're going to have 70 videos on YouTube and you're going to have 200 subscribers, I mean, I'd ask you to take a piss test. But, yep, so that's it, guys. That's all I have for you this week. Alright, I don't want to take up too much of your time, even though, knowing me, this video is probably about 15 minutes long or something like that. So anyway, as always, guys, I hope your week this far has been good. I hope the rest of your week could be even better. Until the next video, take care of yourselves. Cheers, 17.